It won't be long before you finally get to watch some of the most anticipated animated movies of the decade. That's right, between 2025 and 2027, a ton of animations have already been confirmed.
Ew!
Are you up to date with all the surprises Disney, DreamWorks, and Illumination have in store for fans?
La bougie!
Can you believe next year's Christmas gift is already booked at the theaters? That's right, fans are getting a return ticket to the kingdom of far, far away to watch Shrek make his big comeback in his 5th movie. This major announcement had already leaked some time ago, but over the past few days, Shrek's return has been blowing up online because of the updated character designs. Fans are pretty split about the new look. Some love it, others are unsure. But after more than a decade since the last movie, it makes sense that DreamWorks would evolve the animation style a bit. This time around, the world's most famous ogre is going to experience what it's like to be the father of 3 teenagers, and from the teaser we've seen, they're definitely going to poke fun at real-world stuff like TikTok. We don't know the full plot just yet, but from the post-credit scene in Puss in Boots 2, we know the cat is heading back to Shrek and Fiona's kingdom. We also know that Felicia, Shrek's daughter, will be voiced by Zendaya. Yeah, the one from the Spider-Man movies. And if you're curious about the 15 movies hitting theaters over the next few years, just grab your popcorn and relax, because another super special episode of Cinewave is about to begin. So, just a few days ago, Pixar made an announcement that totally caught everyone off guard. It's officially confirmed that Coco 2 is in the works. The release date is supposedly set for 2029, which is a long way off. But honestly, that makes us think it'll hit theaters way before that. There are other Pixar movies that were announced earlier and still don't have a release date. Fans are pretty divided on whether they actually want a sequel, but let's be real, we can totally trust Pixar to pull this off. After all, the first movie won the Oscar for Best Animated Feature. If you remember, the original told the story of Miguel, a young boy in Mexico with dreams of becoming a musician. But his family is totally against it until he finds himself on a round-trip journey to the land of the dead, where he uncovers the truth behind a family mystery. Coco 2 is expected to focus on Miguel's adult life and explore more of his family. He might even have kids or grandkids by now, or who knows, maybe the movie shows the moment he decides to stay in the spirit world forever. Could that really happen? We'll find out in 2029, but we're betting it'll drop way earlier. Yes, we are gonna talk about Bruno. Oh yes, we are! John Leguizamo, the voice of Bruno, recently confirmed that Disney is working on a sequel to Encanto. The first movie was a massive hit, and yep, it even won the Oscar for Best Animated Feature. The second movie is expected to focus on Mirabel stepping up as the new leader of the family, and it'll likely show some kind of major problem inside one of the rooms in the Madrigal house. If you don't remember, the original story was about the Madrigal family, who each have magical powers thanks to an enchanted candle. Every family member has a special room in the house, and each space reflects their unique powers like its own little universe. Now, the sequel might introduce a character who gains some kind of dark power, and their room could end up being a huge threat. The challenge could be so intense that the family's powers are destroyed for good, this time forever. We don't have an official release date yet, but since the production was just announced, there's a good chance Encanto 2 will hit theaters in 2027. Mark your calendars, on June 30th, 2027, you and your friends need to be in line for Minions 3. Gru's little yellow sidekicks are coming back to the big screen in a brand new adventure, this time focusing on the teenage years of everyone's favorite bald ex-villain. That's actually a big deal, because the Despicable Me movies have mostly shown us Gru as an adult, raising his family, but fans have always been curious about his early villain days, which is why Illumination, the studio behind the movies, created the Minions spin-off. Chances are we'll see Gru with his very first girlfriend as a teen, and maybe he'll pull off a major heist. Who knows, maybe he'll even steal our hearts again. This also makes it pretty likely that Minions 4 could be the final chapter, showing Gru's last big heist before he meets his daughters. The Queens of Arendelle, Anna and Elsa, are officially returning on November 24th, 2027. This movie has been on fans' wish lists for a long time, but here's something you should know. It's actually just one of 2 Frozen movies already confirmed for the coming years. Yep, you heard that right. If fans are excited for Frozen 3, they better get ready for Frozen 4 too, because Anna and Elsa have plenty of adventures ahead. What we already know is that the next story will include a castle in the sky, and it's almost certain the sisters will finally meet the people of their mother, Queen Iduna. And since Frozen 4 is already confirmed, it looks like this storyline is going to end with a bang, or should we say, a chill. So, are you ready to go back to Arendelle? Drop a hashtag Olaf in the comments so we know you're with us. The next Ice Age movie has the internet losing its mind. Nobody ever expected Ice Age 6 to happen, especially after Disney shut down the studio behind the franchise. Most fans thought that was the end, but thankfully we were wrong. This surprise was actually revealed by actor John Leguizamo. Yep, the same guy who voices Bruno in Encanto. And guess what? He's also the original voice of Sid the Sloth in Ice Age. Looks like he's got the inside scoop, huh? Now we just have to wait and see if this movie actually thaws out and makes it to theaters, because its release is officially set for December 18th, 2026. On April 3rd, 2026, you'll be diving down the pipe again for another wild adventure with Mario and his brother Luigi. That's right, the sequel to the first movie is coming. As everyone knows, the Super Mario Bros. Movie was a huge hit, but it definitely left a few questions hanging and introduced a lot of characters that still need more screen time. Princess Peach, for instance, still needs to find her true home. And Princess Daisy, Luigi's true love, is also joining the adventure this time. Don't get it twisted, Daisy is already confirmed as one of the leads in the next film. Besides her romance with Mario's brother, she's also Peach's best friend. And come on, the girls deserve their own epic adventure too, right? Fans have been begging for a Toy Story comeback, and now it's finally happening in the 5th movie. Pixar hasn't confirmed the exact release date yet, but there are some early predictions from the studio saying it'll hit theaters between June and August of 2026. And let's be real, this could be Pixar's biggest release of the year, especially since there aren't a ton of major titles lined up. We already know this new story will explore how toys are being left behind because of modern technology. Kids today are more into video games than actual toys, and that's exactly why this movie is going to hit hard. Will Woody and his crew find a way to deal with that? We'll just have to wait and see. No official release date yet, but The Incredibles 3 is expected to drop sometime in 2027, so yeah, you can already start getting hyped. Mr. Incredible and his superhero family are going to have to face off against a major villain, and most fans are betting it's the return of Syndrome, the bad guy from the first movie. Now, we know he technically had a fatal accident and probably didn't make it, but hey, that doesn't mean Pixar can't blow our minds by bringing him back somehow. Could this sequel be just as incredible as we're all hoping? Let's hope so. Coming in 2025, Pixar's releasing an original movie called Elio. The story follows a boy who gets abducted by the Galactic Alliance of Advanced Species. Elio is a kid who doesn't really fit in and doesn't have many friends, but the aliens think he is the official leader of Earth. Of course, that's not true, but now it's up to this unlikely hero to save the world from being judged. The movie was originally supposed to come out in 2024, but Pixar changed its plans. Now it's hitting theaters on June 13th, 2025. And you know who shouldn't change their mind? You! So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. No backing out, it's time to join the channel family. Now, if you're more into video game adaptations, get ready. Angry Birds 3 is flying into theaters in 2026. This time, the story is expected to revolve around the discovery of new islands that could once again threaten the future of Bird Kingdom and the Green Pigs. And there's a fan theory going around that says they're going to space. Seriously, they might end up exploring other planets. That theory isn't too far off, since there's already a space version of the game in the mobile series. And yeah, it's a total blast. This movie is a major bet from Sega, the same company behind Sonic. Could the birds repeat the Hedgehog's box office success? Zootopia 2 is easily one of the most wanted sequels by animation fans, and it's officially coming on November 26, 2025. This time around, the story will introduce a whole new species to the city, reptiles. A brand new mystery involving a snake named Gary is going to bring back the detective duo, Judy the Bunny and Nick the Fox, for another thrilling case together. Not a lot of people know this, but Pixar is dropping a brand new original movie called Hoppers on March 6th of next year, and it's all about a girl named Mabel. This girl ends up swapping minds with a beaver thanks to a science experiment, but here's the twist: the beaver is actually a robot. And Mabel's family had no idea that once her mind was in another body, she'd be able to talk to real animals. Yep, the story sounds totally wild, but is pretty much guaranteed to be one of Pixar's big movies for next year. Are you ready to jump into this adventure? But what if you're really waiting for is a horror movie? Then get ready, Megan 2 is on the way. The creepy dancing doll is coming back to theaters on June 27th, 2025, which means you won't have to wait too long to see what happens next. So, are you ready to dance? And of course, we can't forget, Bluey the movie is hitting theaters in 2027. This movie will most likely explore how Bluey starts to grow up and falls in love for the very first time. Another possible storyline, showing how Chili and Bandit first met. Or maybe the story of how Bluey's little brother came into the picture. So yeah, your movie calendar for the next few years is already packed. But to stay in the loop with everything that's coming, we've got 2 more videos lined up just for you. We'll catch you in the next one.